1976 was a year of change, and the winds of change swept across the Michigan-Ohio State series. The name that would dominate in year 8 of the 10-year war came from Michigan. Rick Leach had come of age. With able assistance from talented running backs Rob Lytle and Russell Davis, the Wolverines had moved through the year to the #1 ranking in the national polls. In their first 3 games, Michigan averaged 53 points while allowing their opponents just 9. While the Wolverines stumbled against Purdue 16-14 and lost their #1 ranking, they were still the heavy favorite over Ohio State.
The Buckeyes, on the other hand, started the year slowly. After winning their first 2, they lost to Missouri and tied UCLA to put Coach Hayes into a tough mood as the rest of the conference schedule loomed ahead. But the Buckeyes responded after that and moved through the rest of the season with only one scare, a 9-3 win over Minnesota. That meant Michigan, Ohio State would battle again for the title and the Rose Bowl. But the injury factor became a key ingredient for this year's matchup. The week before the big game, #1 Buckeye quarterback Rod Jarrell was injured. The injury forced a change in strategy for Coach Hayes as he entered the game with backup quarterback Tom Placenta at the helm.
Rod was knocked out in the Purdue game, and we lost him that year. Tom played good ball, but he wasn't any Rod Jarrell. It took away a large part of our offense when he knew that we couldn't run the option play. Then we had to resort to a pitch sweep whenever we wanted to go wide. Well, he knew how to play that.
The defenses dominated in the opening half, and it was a scoreless tie at intermission. Then in the third quarter, the Wolverines started to move against an overworked Buckeye defense. Rob Lytle began ripping off big yardage, and Rick Leach turned broken plays into big plays as the Wolverines marched towards the game's first touchdown. Fullback Russell Davis did the honors from the 3-yard line, and Michigan had broken through against the tough Buckeye defense. The touchdown seemed to charge Michigan, and they got the ball right back, and as soon as they did, Lytle went back to work. He began pounding away at Ohio State, and the yardage started becoming bigger chunks. Davis scored his second touchdown of the quarter over right guard, and with a 2-point conversion, Michigan was on top 15-0. Ohio State desperately tried to get back in it, but this was the Wolverines' day, and a Placenta pass was picked off late in the fourth quarter and returned to the Buckeye 15. Lytle then finished the job scoring from the 3, and Michigan had won it convincingly 22-0. In the process, they had outgained the Bucks 259-63 in the deciding second half.
That team, 76, was a great offensive team. We averaged a lot of points. We rolled up a lot of yardage. It was Leach's sophomore year, and Lytle at tailback, and that was a good ball club.
Our defense was in too long. In that ball game, and as a result, they finally broke down a little and both scored 22 points, and that's the most, I believe, they ever scored on us, except in that 1969 game.
I would not say that that was a one-sided game, because the first half was as even as anything I know. And although we were confident at halftime, we had no idea we could go out with 22 points on the board and win it with a shutout.
That ball game is the only game that got away from us. The first half was 0-0, and as I mentioned, we almost scored. Then the second half, they took it away from us totally, and that's the only game that had any big margin. They beat us 22-0.
As far as Woody was concerned, the 76 game featured one player that made the difference. He was Michigan's Rob Lytle.
He's the most effective back we ever met. And I hear the year that they beat us 22-0, he played both tailback and fullback, and was enormously effective in both, particularly the second half. He just kept coming and coming and coming.
Rob Lytle, in his senior year, had a great day for us.
He made just one mistake. He didn't come to Ohio State.